I was like carrying it home. I've gone home thinking, yeah, we're all good. Packaged them all. Her trousers are missing. Thinking, no, surely, like, what's going on? Like, I just counted them all in the shop, 8 suits, 8 pairs of trousers. Like, what's going on? Couldn't find them for anything. I'm like, oh my. So I rang the tailor. I'm like, mate, get the fabric ordered ASAP. Like, just get this done. Bearing in mind, I've already organised a fitting with all 8 people and her, and I'm like, I cannot turn up without her trousers. Like, how embarrassing is that? So I said to her, listen, I'm so sorry. I've had a real emergency. I cannot come. I'm like, right, let me just trace my steps back to London Bridge. I'm thinking, oh my God. I start walking, I'm like, looking. Anyway, I've walked down this long road, which is to the station, and lo and behold, on someone's gate, the pair of trousers. So I've picked up these trousers and I've gone, yes! There's a full bus stop of people just looking at me like, this brother is weird. But that for me, again, it was a case of, right, you need to make sure that your manufacturing process, your suit bags are there, you're not carrying, you're not doing there's no chance of losing a person's suit or anything like that. And I've delivered the suit, happy days. And there was many lessons that I have learned through the experience of either, say, letting a client down or it not being done on time and remaking something if it's not fitting correctly. And those lessons I learned, again, I learned the hard way. I had to make the mistakes because it was a case of, there's no one in this industry who, for me, I can go to and be like, teach me this. Because when you enter an industry which is tailoring, most men are, say, 50 to 70 years old and they've had their business passed down to them. Now, me starting a business as a side hustle and then eventually going full time after 2-3 years, it's just not, there's no comparison there. I'm thinking, I can't even ask you guys. And in say like the market research phase of the business, I went to 10 different tailors to look at why they can charge what they do for their suits. So I went to 10 different tailors and I went to 5 wearing a tracksuit and I went to 5 of them wearing a tailored suit. And there was a video that I put up in well-known tailors. They turn over something like 15 million a year. And I was in there for 20 minutes and not one person even said, do you want any help? And that video went viral. And when that video went viral, I thought, I can make a name for myself in this industry. I know that people believe that I look good in a suit and I can make them look good in a suit. So I'm gonna go for this. I'm really gonna go for it. So went full time with the business. I went full time, and it was when I was going full time, it became about marketing the business, marketing myself as a suit man. So it was like telling people about the process of what we're doing. Choose the fabric, you choose your lining, you get measured up, take over 15 different measurements of you. You've got an absolutely perfect suit. You have whatever you want written on the inside. It's your one of one suit in this world. There's no other person that has that same suit as you. Not just that, even if it was made from the same fabric as Moss, because it's made to your measurements, you are going to look amazing. Now, those sorts of feelings there, again, when the videos started to go viral and I started to, again, use my experience of social advertising sales, I started to really build the business and build a client base. And then 2019, as I said, that was when I really went full time. And it was a case of, again, just really building the client base. It was about sales. And then at that point, obviously, we'd probably done about, say, 300 suits. And I was learning every suit that we would do. I learned more and more and more and more. And it was a case of, I felt good. I felt so good. Every time I put a suit on, I felt good. Every time I sold a suit, I felt good. Every time that I made a post on Instagram, I felt good. And I thought, yeah, I'm doing really, really well. And then Corona happens. And when COVID came around, start of say like February, from about 2019, rather than being in Thailand, when we started building a client base, I switched over to Italy. So that was when we started focusing on the quality. We started getting our suits manufactured here by our tailors here. So it was like we really honed down on the manufacturing process, on the quality of the suits. So with a tailored suit, you can change the last color of the buttonhole there. You had, as I said, as I've shown you, the embroidery, excuse me, on the inside. Some of my clients are around you here looking good in their suits. It's about how you feel at the end of the day. And by going over to Italy, come say February 2020, I'm not getting no fabrics because Italy were one of the worst affected. And fabric mills that had been open since 1800s, they're shut. I'm thinking, this is getting difficult and difficult, more difficult and more difficult. And come March, I shut down the business. We all sort of went into lockdown. And for me, I'm someone that, listen, COVID isn't my fault. But as a business owner, it doesn't matter whose fault it is, it's your responsibility. So I'd message my clients and I just felt so bad because bearing in mind, no one knew that weddings weren't happening. No one knew that funerals were not gonna go ahead. No one knew that. And it was a real scary time because obviously no one knew. It was the unexpected. So it was a case of I've messaged my clients saying, look, I'm really sorry, but we're not gonna be able to do like your suit. And it was like, yeah, we just don't know. It's fine. Like, because again, everyone was in that same position. But for me, I am on top of the world. I've got the best business. I'm making good money. I'm full-time working for myself. And then bang, that gets shut off. We didn't qualify for no government grant because I wasn't self-employed the year before. We didn't qualify for any I personally didn't qualify for any sort of help. But I also didn't want to put my business in debt for something that wasn't my fault. COVID is not my fault, it is a worldwide problem. So it was a case of me going, right, let's manage this properly. We shut down for 3 months. And then I think we was allowed to go to the park. I think that was the first thing on like June the 1st. And June the 3rd, I got an inquiry for 13 wedding suits. I thought, if people are still getting married and it was limited numbers, 30 and 15 for funerals and weddings, I thought, I'm not shutting down. If people are still getting married, I'm gonna continue working. So it was a case of me still going out and again, other tailors shut down. And because the other tailors shut down, it meant that where could you buy a suit? Only the suit group. So from that, we became the tailors to go to. If you were if you were basically on LinkedIn, you would know that I'm still in business. And it was one of them ones where I'd be walking around London posting that I'm on London and there's absolutely no one around me because everyone's at home. So people were like absolutely hating on LinkedIn, going, what are you doing? You're not even wearing a mask, you shouldn't be out, like what? And I'm like, yeah, but people are getting married, I need to make money. Like in my head, I'm not telling you that online, but in my head I'm going, I just need to build this business, I need to build a business. Forget what anyone thinks, just build the business, get it done, get more clients, that sort of stuff. And then eventually we got to a point and I got an inbox on LinkedIn, sponsorship manager at Wycombe Wanderers. Thought, this is all right. I'm thinking football teams now want to work with us. So I've gone down there, I've gone to Wycombe, done a deal with Wycombe to make suits for Wycombe Wanderers. I remember writing this in my business plan. When I was going to the library to write my business plan, I remember writing, we will be the official tailors for a football club. I'm now measuring up Adebayo Akinfenwa, the strongest man in football. The strongest man in football is wearing our suits. And I'm thinking that is a deal that, again, it comes from me back in the day feeling like I can sell this. And that feel-good feeling I've brought forward 3 years on, and we're now doing those sorts of contracts. From there, then was like, right, I need to raise investment. I know that I can promote this business and we can grow if I just have a little bit more cash behind me. So I raised investment from clients that I knew that had a little bit of money. and I raised some money and built the profile of the business by having London billboards. We had billboards London Bridge, and in the area that I grew up in, I've done some advertising. We got the website rebuilt, all sorts of different aspects of advertising, but also it became the manufacturing. I was right, let's put £5 behind him so that we have a override of suits that I know I could go, right, get that made, let's get this done ASAP. And it was a case of, right, I could then just go out and focus on building the client base, getting more clients involved. And through that, as I say, we got to a point where we've had a lot of say awareness online. Of course the Wickham deal is absolutely huge, and being involved with a club like that, it really did make me go, this is amazing. And then again, like, we get to a day like today, and I'm sat here with you all here listening to me, and we're in Barclays in Mayfair. Like, do you know how mad that is? Barclays in Mayfair and telling the story of the suit group. So again, that's where, of course, the business is today. We've got probably roughly 1,000 clients. We'll hit 1,000 clients probably in the next month or so. We're looking to do some huge things and really just grow the business globally over the next 5 years. And that would not come without the failures that, again, I've been through and what the team has been through selling suits. And only through selling suits and making those mistakes and learning those lessons and those hardships have we then been able to go, right, let's tighten up there, let's make that better, let's do this in a different way. What did we learn from that failure? How can we do that better next time? What from that failure was good? And then we moved to today, and as I said, like, with nearly 1,000 clients, with some huge projects coming up that I'm sure you're all going to see. And as I say, I'm just so grateful and so happy that I've been able to really create something that I'm proud of, and that when your mum says to you, I'm proud of you, yeah, that's a big feeling, man. That's a big feeling. So it's like there's a lot of hardship, there's a lot of pain, like sweat, tears, blood, everything that goes into building a business. That it is not easy. It is not easy in any way, shape or form, but being broke isn't easy either. And I've been broke, I've had money. I'm not rich, nowhere near, but I will be one day. And I know that that's the life that I want, and that comes through hard work. So again, I thank you for listening to that. I want you to ask any questions that I've spoke about, anything that you've got for maybe yourself that I can maybe advise you on, but just open up the floor and have a discussion.